Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another mini reading. So on this one, we're going to explore what good news is coming to you. What good things are happening? What is good? What is good in your neighborhood? This is the selection portion of the reading. From pile number one, what is good for pile number one, please? Oh, I have different cards mixed in here. Okay. Show me now. All right. Pile number one. Actually, I saw this before I started shuffling, but I threw it back in there. Ask your pack to assist you. Explore your own modes of expression. Be resourceful. Express your life fully. Use intuitive instinct. This is the Wolf Moon. Pile number two. Sorry about the camera shake here. Pile number two. What is good for you? What's good in your neighborhood? Good news, please. Show me now. Okay. Your life story hasn't yet unfolded. Ooh, that sounds pretty mysterious. And pile three. What is the good news for pile three, please? Show me now. Water element. Trust your feelings. Not using logic, go with the flow. Subtle changes, psychic dreaming, intuition, emotional. Woo-woo. Okay, so once again, pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. See you there. Hi, pile number one. For those of you that chose this pile, this message is for you. So the first card, of course, we have the Wolf Moon. So the moon to me always represents a lot of intuition, the subtle realms, connectivity to source, to power, even connection to the other side, unveiling of mysteries or hidden mysteries in general. So right here, it says, ask your pack to assist you. So perhaps you've been feeling like the lone wolf or the leader of the pack. Like you have to lead and you can't rely on anyone else. It has to be your decision. Perhaps you've been feeling like you can't show weakness. And it is time just to really enter into a collaborative effort with other people around. Asking for help is wisdom. It is not a weakness. And so the good news in that is that you have the ability to lighten your load, to have other people even feel more connected and feel kind of like included or enabling them to have a sense of like power and responsibility as well in helping you, because I think it's going to shock a lot of people that you would even come and ask for their assistance in whatever form that looks like. First of all, you're a natural leader, you're the leader of the pack. That's not going to change. Another thing that I'm getting is that perhaps you have been trying to get messages and go at things alone and not listen to other people's input. And so this is about to change if that is your narrative as well. It's going to be really important. It says explore your own modes of expression. So how you express things are going to come into the forefront, and just even different ways of saying things perhaps, or different, different arts can be into this as well. Even how you dress can be a different mode of expression. Something about that is going to really open up energies. People think clothes are clothes. Well, yeah, but clothes are also something that you are draped in. It can really help us to feel like maybe the king or queen of Shiva, or it can make us feel as low as the lowest of the lows, whatever that means to you, okay? So I would say dress for the occasion, not for other people, but for you. Dress for the occasion to feel peaceful. Dress for the occasion to feel grounded. Dress for the occasion to feel like you're living with intention. Maybe you want to start wearing under your clothes like yellow, or wearing lingerie to make you feel sensual, or whatever it is that this resonates with. You're going to find your own way. Be resourceful is looking at everything that you have on hand right now, because you have so many different resources and maybe you haven't really even been using them. So for example, like, I don't know why this comes to mind, but here we are. I have 3 different remotes for one TV. It turns out this TV doesn't even really respond to any of those 3 remotes. Why do I have those remotes? Yeah, they're helpful for the TV that I have in the garage waiting to get rid of it, but basically it doesn't control the one unit that I'm using. So perhaps you're mix matching your electronics, you're mix matching your resources, kind of like you can bring a soft side to something, or a symphony, or a collaborative effort, if you will, or something you can have like a round table and say, this has never been done before, and you know, I lead the pack, I lead the household, whatever that looks like, I lead the company. I would like to have a brainstorming agenda or a brainstorming time right here, and 1, 2, 3, go. Let's see what that looks like. It doesn't mean that you're begging or that you're not strong. It just means that you're strong enough to allow other people to have an opinion. I feel like this is going to make you even more approachable, and in turn it will make you feel supported and encouraged and not so alone. So expressing yourself fully and using intuitive instinct, because your gut instinct is always going to be correct, okay? What else do we have for my pile number ones? Please, good news for pile number 1. What is good in the neighborhood, please, and show me now. As I throw everything. Okay, again, a collaboration, but it did fall on its side. 3 of materials. Just makes me feel like even braiding. Some of you guys can have I don't know, hair company, hair product company, or beauty, and perhaps you're looking for ways to get out there, to get noticed. Maybe you're MUAs and trying to get your work seen, things like that. Maybe you are, I don't know, creative, you make wigs or something like that, or you're in, you know, your typical corporate America type thing. So whatever it is, I feel like intertwining energies and ideas, and intertwining especially strengths, are going to really help all of you guys collaborate and climb whatever this ladder is, to really, even here, this is like sacral chakra energy, and this is about making you feel like what gives you joy, what gives you a feeling of success, what makes you feel satiated and full and excited and pleasure, and all of those things. So whatever that is, but I have it on its side, so that tells me that you're maybe a little bit weary of bringing other people on, accepting other people's input, help, whatever the case may be. Perhaps you're somebody that you think that you in accepting help, you're going to owe somebody. And I resemble that remark, okay? I totally get that. I'm lecturing myself. I'm just giving you messages, and the message for me as well is, you know, we don't have to look at things as like black and white. It's one hand washes the other. You can't really get a nice, clean hand wash. That sounds really weird and awkward, but here we go. Without using both of your hands. If you're trying to do this, well, yeah, there you have it. But one hand washes the other kind of mentality. So it is time to perhaps really think about what you view collaboration as, and why you resist it perhaps, and why you really try to do everything on your own. And it's almost like a heart and attitude of, you know what, I'll take my licks. If I fall down, if I mess up, if I screw up, I'll take full responsibility for it. But I don't want to owe anybody anything. I don't want anyone to have expectations of me or whatever. So I would even write down things that, you know, what this resistance to collaboration is, because I feel like it's going to open up the avenue of creativity for you, okay? It can even be having 3 different elements into something that really elevates and helps you to attain exactly what it is that you want, whether it's a clear path, whether it's more success in business, whether it's marketing, understanding how to achieve a ride there, all of that. For some of you guys, I feel like you're going to be making TikToks to really boost your sales and promote yourself and your business, and would most benefit by collaborating with other people as well. Yeah, I heard letting go of control. And in letting go of control, there's a certain amount of freedom with that. So, Page of Voices, we're going to see what this exactly is, but as somebody's mind is really dancing with a lot of ideas and notions, this could be my quintessential spy. It is my least favorite page, I have to say, but in this case, it was probably the most favorite page in all of the decks that I have. I don't know how many we have, but this person blends in with the scenery. This person has, they could even wear glasses, or different glasses than other people that are like really noticeable. They could be really into fashion and present themselves well. They could like monochromatic colors or soft colors, things like that. But make no mistake, this person, even if they're younger, has a lot going on in their mind, and they're constantly like, they're super astute, super they're able to cut through the quick and do homework. So maybe in this case, this is saying somebody younger or with these tendencies or that fits that MO has the ability to help assist you in whatever it is that you want. In this collaborative effort, you should enlist them and help them to really get included or in the mix. For others of you, this is going to be somebody who is actually spying on you, checking you out, trying to gain a new perspective and trying to really see deeper into what it is that you're doing. For whatever reason, okay? They could be all up in your head, checking out your social media, checking out your business, whatever the case may be. Then I have them use a material here. And I love this because you have almost like twin energies, collaborative effort. We have this, I feel like the almost like walk the plank vibes, but not really quite. This seems to me almost like it would sway in the wind, but this bridge definitely is made very carefully. It's made very well, and for the most part, I don't think there's a danger of it falling apart. So I feel like crossing that bridge mentally, emotionally, spiritually into some type of union, even understanding that people are not exactly like you, but they can bring a lot to forefront and you can connect on a similar vibration. You may look totally different, you may feel or speak totally different, but there's an element of creativity that brings you together, an element of collaboration or something they bring to the table that you as well can identify with. I see a lot of fruit to be had on this path, and you're being even told here to enjoy the journey. Don't take everything so seriously, Griselle, and for you guys as well. And I almost see like this is like a keyhole. If you look, this looks like a key into the future. This is like unlocking and opening up a door that allows you the path, that allows you the bridge to cross over to the other side, a side where it is safe and a side where it is beautiful, and maybe the roses are falling, and you have a different type of atmosphere around you. So if you've been caught in a stagnant situation where perhaps work or everything is just feeling oppressed, I think collaborating with other people, allowing them to carry some kind of a load or whatever the case may be, or incorporate their talents into this collaboration is going to really uplift and be beneficial for everyone. Again, so there is so much more abundance to be had, so much support that you personally can have. And I'm getting with these two flowers right here, it's almost like here, they're going to hear what you have to say, but also it's going to help them bloom in ways. I think that you'll be looking at people in a whole different way because of the support and because of the talent that you're going to discover and uncover. That is to everyone's benefit, and that is going to really help things grow and flourish the way that you want them to. And I heard accelerated action, accelerated motion. So if you've been feeling stagnant, anything that's been kind of stagnant or holding you back or not sure how to proceed, anything like that is going to be something that helps you propel you forward, okay? I hate that I fuss with these cards like I do, but here we are. The next card I have is, for my pile number ones here, is Nine of Inspiration. Okay. And so again, we have that element of bridge. It's like you have to cross a bridge. Is it a chasm, a chasm? I can't pronounce anything. I just read a lot. And I think that this is going to really be even bridging of the minds. Look at these two minds right here. Are almost connected, but it really seems ominous. It reminds me of those like sphinxes that you walk by them, and if you're not careful, they'll open their eyes and laser you to hell, that kind of a thing. So there could be an element of like crossing this bridge, and I don't know what's going to happen. If people, you know, see right through me, this whole thing can disintegrate. Maybe there is an element of like protecting yourself, because Nine of Inspiration is self-protection. So I want to state that you have been feeling self-protected, like protecting yourself, but it's been very sandy, like there is nothing blooming there. Like you know how to protect yourself, so have confidence in that. Maybe draw up contracts, non-disclosure contracts, or things like that people can't share or steal your ideas, whatever this is, because I feel like it's really viable. Have confidence that you know how to protect yourself if something does arise that you have to confront and contend with, because there's a lot of red indicating security, okay? On the top of your mind, once again, it is that bridge. How do I bridge that gap? How do I cross that challenge? How do I make things work for the collective or for yourself or your business whatever case may be. I think, again, collaboration is coming, and that is where you're going to find like the best case scenario for you. Okay, so let's see what else we have coming. Oh my goodness, these cards are stuck. Okay, what else do we have from our pile number one, please? For pile number one, what good news do we have for you about crossing this bridge, getting to the other side? Any other good messages, please show me now. The ninth house, foreign travel, long journeys, wisdom, law, learning, adventure, rituals, foreigners, spirituality, and religion. That's wild. So I think this can be even crossing, it could be even that you start selling your goods over seas, or, you know, opening up in different ports, or physically traveling. Now I know there's a lot going on in the world. This is a timeless reading. So take this message however you see fit to take it. There could be, you know, physical traveling, but it could also indicate different things like collaborating with people that live in different places. And you going on a different journey, willing to put yourself out there. Some people could be getting their passports now. Some people could be earning stamps along their travels. Or this could be just a journey that you have never undertaken before. So it's adventurous, it's learning, it's maybe even foreign to collaborate with other people. Has to do with your spirituality. I feel like you have a whole new world opening up for you, but one that really expresses a lot of peace. And how I'm getting that is because the ninth house is in reference to like your spirituality and things like that, your wisdom. It could mean that you are coming into your own, and this collaboration and bridging that gap is allowing you to feel that sense of peace, connectivity with spirit, with God, with source. And even I feel like some of you guys are, okay, I'm getting communication, like a lot of energy on my crown chakra. This is about perhaps some of you guys are even going to try to see a shaman and things like that. Some of you guys are into exploring more spiritually, like the ayahuasca experience in order to get healing for yourself. Some of you guys are microdosing shrooms, and you know, this is a very neutral reading. You do you, whatever works for you. It's a non-judgmental thing. Some of you guys are going to be entering like the practice of yoga for yourself, or meditation that is going to be daily. That is going to be super, super helpful to you. Okay, so right here I happen to glance down, I've got transformation, renewal, destruction of things that weighed you down, that made you feel like you couldn't collaborate, made you feel like you couldn't be yourself. There is beauty in everything, even in this gorgeous lava. Okay, yeah, it's destructive, but with that destruction comes renewal and rebirth. So death and cycles, black magic, struggle, power, taboos, and obsessions. So just even allowing yourself to kind of acknowledge these within you. We're all not, you know, it's almost like interesting. Look at this, pile number one. You could be somebody that really struggles with the ideas of spirit and of power and of good and evil. You could be someone that in the middle of the night when nobody is talking to you and things are really quiet, or you wake up, you can think about life and death a lot, about what is on the other side of behind the veil, things like that. You can think about entities that are, you know, good and evil and all that that entails. You could even have within your family history and whatnot people that were really drawn into like the world of magic, or healing and things like that, healing modes. And I feel like this is about finding your balance and finding your stillness and knowing that nothing is totally black and white. Sometimes when we pray, you know, that could be viewed as like a message of intention, and when we're praying for people, it could even be viewed as a spell that we're casting. But you know, we're spelling out into spirit, into the world, into God and creation, or source, whatever you want to call it, what it is that we want for that person, that healing, that love, that support, whatever the case may be. So you could be really somebody who really struggles with deep, deep things, and you don't really show it. You don't tell other people. You keep that stuff to yourself. So meditation, again, is going to be really helpful. Another helpful thing is going to be mudras. This is any hand gestures or formations that you do that really help serve you. So you can look those up, of course, and I think that that will give you a lot more peace, a lot more serenity. And I think that the good news also is that you're going to start being able to combine things, to really see things not so much as black and white, but as a combination of, like, there's two sides of every coin. And so that might help not be such a battle within you. And I resonate with, like, everything in this message. So I hope that you guys do too. If you do, please smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know what pile you were. And if you feel led to, let me know also what really struck you about this reading. I'm really interested in what you have to say. Much love to you, and namaste. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this pile, this message is for you. Your life story hasn't yet unfolded. Now, I feel like even my voice cracked. I'm feeling like there's a lot of emotion behind this. It's almost like I feel for this pile, number 2 really is always about personal power. I do see bridges, bridging the gap, crossing to the other side. I feel like there has been, like, a lot of loss, or thinking about loss of people, perhaps even lost loved ones that have crossed over, things like that. And that you feel kind of leveled, kind of done, like there's nothing left for you on earth. This person is gone, passed away, left you, whatever the case may be. And if that is the case, there is no amount of, like, wow, I'm sorry, like, I feel that emotion. My voice even cracked in that. So you could be going through some really, really heavy emotion right now, and inability to even express yourself, like the depth of, I'm not going to do anything to self-harm, and I hope that you definitely will not, because you're definitely needed. But if you're having self-harm ideas or notions, please do reach out and get the help that you need. Again, I'm not a professional, but I'm here to support you. That would be something that a professional would have to help you with, okay? So hear me out, because your life story hasn't yet unfolded, and I know that you feel like everything is gone and done. Maybe you've been through a divorce, maybe you've been through a personal loss with, again, someone, a loved one that's passed on, a child, a lover, a husband, a brother, a mother, a dad, anything like that, or just a close someone, a best friend even. Could have been somebody walked away from you and you just feel leveled, like you can't even conceive of getting up off the floor mentally, emotionally, physically. And there is so much emotion that things are supercharged. I'm getting there is a need to really lower that vibration and really maybe even sit for just a moment and make sure that you belly breathe from deep, from within your core, all the way through your belly. Try to get rid of the old air, because I feel like even in this pile, you guys are holding your breath. You're kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, or like there isn't anything else to drop. Everything has been destroyed. The hopelessness and the helplessness and the fear and the I don't want to go on and the despair. I feel it to my core right now. So very important that you take a moment to breathe deep. If you can't, just sit in stillness and listen to the outside. If you can get outside, listen to nature and listen to the birds. And even when you don't want to, even if you don't want to get out of bed, and I've had those feelings, I'm hearing even there's like a trumpet in my mind's eye. For some of you guys, it's like the trumpet sounded, and you I'm getting a lot of activity in my crown chakra, and it was like that time is up, that time is over. I'm seeing a circle of fire. It could have been with maybe having a birth, or somebody had a birth and that was a stillborn baby, and if that's the case, I'm very sorry. But you know what, your life story hasn't yet unfolded. Hold on. Pile number 2. I did say positive messages, and this is just heavy. Your positive message is that you're being lifted up. With all of this red, I feel like you're being elevated and you're being held. And you don't know how, but I feel like there is support here. There is navigation here. There is a compass. I feel like there is also a moral compass that comes with all of this. And your story hasn't unfolded because you have actually a lot to give and emulate to the world that you can't see because you're in so much pain. That's how this is the good part of the story, okay? So show me the good news. The good news for my pile number 2. For heartbroken, and maybe just broken in general. I'm just feeling a lot of emotion. What is the good news for pile number 2? The good news is that you have more. good stuff to come. The good news is that in endings, you have new beginnings. That out of the rubble, you're going to have a way to stand on firm foundation, a way to see that in the crappiest of crappiest ways, there's good to be pulled out of this situation. You are going to find your firm foundation. I feel like you've been discombobulated and not able to find your footing in things. Maybe you had the rug yanked out from under you. Perhaps like if somebody was engaged, and I saw 444, this has to do with your stability, your home life. Maybe you got a divorce or you were engaged and this person just totally ghosted you, disappeared, filed for divorce, and didn't leave any remnants of themselves. And certainly with them, it took your confidence and it took your vitality. But I'm here to say that you have the Magician available to you. If you don't feel it now, I can understand why. Allow yourself time to grieve, to mourn. Because with that purging and tears, it's actually also going to open up new things for you. You are going to be able to cleanse your heart and cleanse your soul. One thing that I learned, I think it was from TikTok, and it sounds kind of shallow in the spectrum of things. Take the palm of your hand like that and put it over your heart and allow its warmth to really help soothe and calm you. Because in putting the palm over your heart for however many minutes that you can, it's almost like receiving a hug. And that hug is maybe something that we can't accept from other people or have not been offered, maybe because you're in isolation or whatever the case may be. But this is a hug that you can give to yourself from spirit. And this can really help to thaw out that part of your heart that feels like it's locked in pain. And one thing that I want to tell you is that as above, so below, this is a Magician card. You have all of the tools now to build your life once again. Your story is not unfolded as of yet because you're in the grieving process. Once you find the comfort in the center of this compass, you're going to be able to see things for what they really are and not see through the lens of emotion, but see through the lens of the tangible, of everything that you have. You have the wherewithal. You are a survivor. You are a fighter. A lot of things have been done to you, and you've experienced a lot, and there isn't much that you don't understand on an emotional level. This is like really also in the roughest of rough ways opened up your emotional understanding, like what do I call that? Emotional, like what? Comprehension, emotional. Ooh, it's another word, but it fails me right now. Regardless, it is allowing you to open up and have an emotional comprehension of the world around you that you've never had before. And it's been a rough lesson. I do want to say that above you, there is so much more abundance to be given to you now that you have, this situation has leveled out to where there's nothing but rubble. Maybe your home. I mean, some people are undergoing a war right now. I'm not unaware or out of touch at all. Some people have lost their homes, lost their fortunes, lost their family members. And maybe this has leveled you to where you have nothing and you need to escape from where you're at. Or there's a desire to and you can't, whatever the case may be. You have the wherewithal to commune with spirit, connect with spirit, and clearly bring down, once again, color of your, like the color of your life, bringing back into the earthly realm, like stability and love and optimism. The Knight of Voices. This is typically the Knight of Swords. This is about somebody coming towards you with wanting hard, fast answers, or you wanting hard, fast answers. And this is about the solar plexus. This is about what you want, what it is that's dearest to you, what you hold in your heart. But this is a lot about like your willpower. You want answers. Somebody wants answers coming towards you hard and fast, okay? And something that has to do with their solar plexus. Like, okay, if you want to live here, if you want, pack up, let's go. That kind of a thing. Or how much do you want it? It could be just simply clarity about the situation on hand that you're, this is saying that somebody's coming towards you, you're coming towards someone. And again, this could be international. I almost see like an international banner or flags being held here, and a lot of like doubts and uncertainty and clarity that are about to clear up. So you just want the facts and nothing but the facts. But your story, this is not the end of your story. Indeed, this is almost like the beginning of your story. And for some of you guys, this is even a part of a story or a chapter. It's about a whole new book that's to be revealed. I do feel like you have the ability to, again, touch the cosmos and bring down an element of healing, an element of like passion and desire once again, where you think that all is done. There's nothing here for me. I think that you're going to find your mojo once again. Maybe it's a cause to support other people in your same situation, similar situation. It could have to do with DV, like domestic violence, or violent bigotry, or senseless violence. I don't know. For one of you, I heard like a random shooting, but things like that, that real, you know, affect everything about us. And so in that, I think that your crown chakra is starting to open, that you also have all the elements again, that you know how to communicate, you know how to open up your heart, and you know exactly like what it is that you want. And if you don't feel this way now, this is coming. You're gaining clarity, because the Knight of Voices comes with clarity. So maybe somebody starts pressing you for answers, and you're forced to think about it, because you're not in a position right now where you voluntarily think about it. And it's like, well, do I want to move to a different state, to a different country, because there's so much going on here. This is a opportunity of lifetime. Is that really what I want? Or do I want to continue living somewhere where everything is gone for me? And that will force you into movement, okay? So it doesn't feel good. I hate the word uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you that right now. I hate when people say, I know that's got to be really uncomfortable. I want to throat punch them. Now, I'm not necessarily a violent person. Just going to say that my mind is a little bit violent at times, so you could have a similar reaction, like you have no idea what transpired here, and you're asking me all these questions, and like your knee-jerk reaction might be to want to just shout, scream, throw something, or blow up, or kind of retaliate in a way that isn't necessarily peace, love, and light, okay? And we are human. We're like spirit undergoing a human experience, and this experience is not easy for you. So the good stuff that you have is the ability to open up your heart once again. You don't think so right now. Your hair could have something to do with it. You might like have to be creative with your hair, or maybe you might decide one day that you get up out of bed off the floor, physically or metaphorically, and you decide it is the day that I color my hair. I do something different. I chop my hair. I let it grow. I braid it differently, something about your hair. And keep in mind that in a lot of different cultures, the hair represents like connectivity. It's like an antenna to the spirit world. So you may just decide, even in brushing your hair 100 times at night or whatever, it might be like a ritual that calms, soothes you, and really helps you to connect to the other side, to spirit, in a way that is grounded. I see you building for sure. You have all the tools to build correctly, and you have a lot of coming into your life to where it is not chaos and being leveled emotionally. I think that you are going to have the ability to see the sun here shortly, to see clearly, and also to have a new inspiration, even if that inspiration is derived from pain, and that this whole thing was a catalyst. For example, you know, somebody that underwent a really horrible situation, and they take that and they're like, I'm going to, you know, do a foundation for these people, and I'm going to help these people. I'm going to get involved. I'm going to do hands-on. Whatever the case may be, it's going to really give you a reason to live again. Now, you could be part of this other narrative that I'm feeling like, okay. You could be the other person's narrative where I've seen everything rendered and leveled, and I feel like my story is over and done with. And yet, one day you get an inspiration or an idea, or this is not over. I'm a warrior, and I am where I was battle weary. Now I have nothing but fury and nothing but time to focus on what? Focus on what leveled me. What kind of battle? This could be that you decide with fierceness to open up your own company, and you're going to do investigations or investigative journalism, or trying to help people that are in similar situations. Once again, exposing even different entities and different branches of government that are completely corrupt, and having proof and exposing them in the limelight and saying, look, this is what this government entity is, and this is, you know, they say they stand for health and nutrition, all these things, but really this is poison in your water, this is poison in your deodorant, whatever the case may be, okay? There are many different rabbit holes to go down, And I feel like you're not going to accept surface answers for anything anymore. The benefit to this, the good news to this, is that you are going to find your core in a way that you never ever have before, out of hardship and pain, yes. But you're going to find something that is stronger than steel and here to stay. And in that, it's going to give you almost like fuel and juice and the wherewithal to go after what it is, with maybe initially with pain and fury and with anger and with drive and with motivation. It could even be a desire to punish people, and I looked up and I saw like 1444, so it could be a desire to bring to balance disorder, for example, like the bombing of the Ukraine right now and things like that, and the war. It could be that you want to really expose what's truly going on, that maybe mainstream media isn't portraying things properly, and you are going to go after that and say, okay, well, they've had this story, they've been sitting on it, this is a real story, or this is how the interview went, I filmed it, they filmed it, when they aired it, it was completely different, and let me show you the whole thing. It's in its total, entirety, not cut and pasted and presented to you in a way that was biased. It's and manipulative. I'm going to show you the real thing, the real deal. So I feel like there's just an element of exposure that your will is just going to start exposing. Maybe it's exposing narcissistic people and narcissism, and how that is encouraged throughout families and throughout society as a whole, and little is spoken about that. Or maybe it's speaking about the oppression or ageism. Maybe people you have seen like discarded in healthcare, how people are discarded if they're beyond a certain age. It's like somebody would get coverage for their insurance for that, but now because they're this age. And the beauty in that is that you are bringing a realism and a truthism, that's not even a word, but that you're bringing something valid and real and truthful, and something that's going to be a fire in your belly. And with that renewed fire, because of all the pain and suffering that you've gone, that itself is a catalyst into this new story, this new chapter, and indeed this new book. I feel like you're going to elevate into a way that you would have never guessed that you would be now. Tell me why the Magician is here. You have every tool you need at your disposal to be able to create this. And yeah, it's going to be when you're ready. Show me why the Magician's here for call number 2. What'd I say? The Empress. In the end, you are the grand creator, okay? So you are going to create from a place. This is, again, the nod to the solar plexus. This is about what inspires you to get up, what makes you like driven, what wakes you up and makes your brain go, that is my thing. What makes you create. So I feel like there's a lot of creativity, a lot of inspiration born from whatever has been transpiring for you. What's on top of your mind? In the end, I feel like this energy will calm down and transmute into something that comes from love. Just sorry about that. So that was the mail lady bringing my mail, but also you can wind up getting a specific like notice or notification. But you're going to be into this Empress creative energy, to where you're going to start seeing that you can create out of this. Something is going to be born that's beautiful, that's fruitful, that gives you peace, a sense of purpose. It gives you all this pink is like love, that you can actually feel an echo of what you felt before. Maybe that was like discarded or taken away or removed, and that you could actually feel this vibration once again of being in love with a purpose, and being in love with creating and collaborating with other people maybe, and having a zeal for life that you haven't had in a long time, because of you've treaded through such darkness and hard times, that this is a renewal for you. I feel like you will look back at yourself within 3 years from now and not even recognize the person that you are, in a very, very good way. I see a lot of growth for you, and the Empress is all about creating. This could be even having a child, the Empress is all about beautifying things around you, making things grow. But also the Empress is somebody who is solid within their own personal power, who understands that you have the ability to be the Queen of Swords and cut off a mother lover if you want to. You also have the ability to be the Queen of Pentacles, to store up and save up for a rainy day, to plant seeds and allow time and the good soil and your efforts and the good vitamins in the soil to allow that seed, those plants, whatever, to grow, beginning a garden, in order to really provide wholesome, nutritious foods for people. And also I'm looking at being led to look at her hand right here. It's cast by a shadow, and I feel like it's like either she's been gardening, a reference to that, like, you know, confirming this, or even it could be like, you know, I've had my hands in some dirt. So you're not afraid in this scenario to get your hands dirty, but in getting your hands dirty, there is peace, there is vitality, there's a sense of purpose. Like, this wasn't all for nothing. I won't let it go. It leveled me and it felt like my story was over, but I am renewed with a fury and a mission that I've never had before. With that, I feel like even my right eye is twitching a lot. This can come with like even a lot of stress. Maybe you're feeling a lot of stress right now, not sleeping a lot, and things like that. And I'm being totally off the caffeine, as probably should you at this point in time. Wearing green is going to really help you to really do some healing and to do it a little bit quicker than normal. Also, gardening is going to be able to do some healing quicker than usual. Again, if that is your scenario, if you are experiencing a crisis where you're leaving your home and that doesn't pertain, take it for what it will. Maybe just spending time in nature, or envisioning trees in your mind, because your body doesn't know the difference between what it's experiencing physically in the now and what you are only going over in your head, like an experience that you're thinking about rehashing over and over. So give yourself time to rehash or even make up something beautiful, like that gives you peace and that serenity and that ability to connect with your own breath, with spirit, and to calm your nerves. What else do we have? For my pile number 2. You're going to start finding things out about yourself that you've never ever seen before. Oh my gosh, I just have this leap out of the deck. I have the High Priestess right here. The High Priestess is you hold all the mysteries in your hands. You already know. But it's going to be a time where you hold a lot of knowledge to yourself. You could be somebody who is actually getting interested in rune stones or casting runes, however you want to think of that. And I think that you are connecting to the cosmos. Your third eye is going to start opening up, which is directly, in your case, your third eye is connected to your solar plexus. This is going to be incredibly powerful for you. As your third eye gets open, that you see beyond the veil, beyond the bullshit, beyond the narrative that you have been fed, we have been fed, other people, you're going to see a deeper purpose, what people's real motivations are, what people's secrets are. I feel like you are the secret keeper, but also the secret exposer. That didn't make a lot of sense, but I hope you know what I'm saying, is that there's a time that you can actually reveal these secrets to other people, and there will be a ton of emotion involved with those revelations. Pardon me. Will I get something? So I definitely feel like that will have people kind of in shock. People will be shook as far as this narrative goes, and it is going to be the better of, I feel like, mankind. And I know that sounds lofty and big, but I definitely feel like whatever you're doing is for the benefit of mankind, not only yourself and picking yourself up off the floor, but it could be a demographic that you never thought you would be involved in, or something to that effect. Also, I want to tell you, have a lot of confidence in yourself, please, because I feel like whatever this is, your intuition, your gut, your spirit has led you to where you are now. And maybe perhaps I feel like in the past you have, not listened to your intuition, listened to other people instead, and allowed yourself in some way, somehow, to be bamboozled. That is not going to be the the narrative at all from here on out moving forward, because now you have accepted who you are. You are the high priestess. Don't doubt yourself. You have a connection to the ethers, to the cosmos, and to spirit that will not fail you. Okay, so I think you are just incredibly powerful. You may not feel it right now, but your life will encompass so much color and a lot more vibrancy than it has in a long time. So hang in there, friend. And if this is your story, then again, I'm so sorry about that. But I want to extend my love to you. And with that, I do send you a lot of healing and love. Namaste. Hi, pile number 3. This message is for the first thing I want to tell you is that, well, thank you, of course, for joining me. But before I get started on your actual reading, I feel like you've been waiting for validation, for something that has been in your gut, on your mind, in your heart, that you've known, like body, mind, and soul. I know, but I have no proof. Whatever that is, that one thing, you are getting your proof because, of course, you chose pile number 3, and so trust your feelings. Not using logic, going with the flow, subtle changes, psychic dreaming, intuition, and emotional, being emotional, just emotional. So it could even be having emotional answers. Another thing I'm going to say is that perhaps a lot of you guys have just gone through a lot and have suffered, and recently have had a lot of tears or just a lot of emotion, feeling like you're on a roller coaster, not having that clarity or validation, once again, that you need. This could imply even relationships that you're involved with where, for example, you knew somebody was cheating, or you just didn't have the proof and you've been sticking it out and you're waiting to get the proof that you need before you make a move. Otherwise you feel crazy, or otherwise you question, like, why would you break up your family, or any of those different scenarios. This could also apply to even having a business partner, for example, somebody that you're cooperating with, that for whatever reason you're like, I just don't feel like I trust them anymore. I feel like something's wrong, or you're feeling like intuitively somebody's health is not doing well or whatever. So I'm going to say go with your feeling, trust your feeling. They are divinely given. So I'm looking at the pyramid here and the symbol, the water element. And so that's going to tell you a lot. Some of you guys also might be interested in learning a little bit more about Dr. Emoto's water study. And if you don't know what that is, it's about Dr. Emoto, who, interestingly enough, until the past 2 years, his work was supported widely by a lot of people. He was world renowned, and then all of a sudden, when I go on the internet and look up his study, people are not supporting his study anymore, which is really quite curious to me, but that's just me. So anyways, he's basically somebody who did up a study, and he had a vat of water here and another one here. He had students go up and speak like loving, kind words to this one vat of water. Did the same thing, only negative and bad words, and like not encouraging words whatsoever. So basically the polar opposite to the other vat of water. And then at whatever time period he chose, he went ahead and took samples of both vats, put them under under slides. I said water slide. Under slides. And when he inspected them, they had actually the water formation, the composition of the molecules had actually changed. And so you can actually go online and look at those, look at the pictures. The ones that they spoke love to, those water droplets came back as just being like beautiful individual snowflakes. The other ones came back as like jagged and like pointy edges, and they looked really radically different from the first. So the first thing I'm going to say is honor and support your own intuition, your own gut, your own instinct, your own connection to spirit and to the other side, because I feel like a lot of you guys are my psychics, my intuitives, my healers, and a lot of you guys are even empaths, where you actually catch feelings. And I'm going to say it like this, but I don't mean it like that. And you catch other people's feelings and emotions, and maybe you think that they're your own. For example, you walk in a room and you're feeling great, it's a great day, and all of a sudden you start feeling like angry. And I would recommend that you, or just sad or jealous or whatever that feeling is, that you didn't walk in with. When you have a radical change of emotion or a really big wave of emotion, it's good to look around you and try to identify where that source is coming from, because chances are it's probably not your own emotions. And I would say that that is one of your gifts, that potentially you're an empath. Okay, moving on. I did pull cards off camera for you. I just want to get a feel for how this was going to go, because I was feeling some intense feelings, and I have the wheel. So something is coming to an end. You may feel like you're looking at things even kind of upside down or topsy-turvy, or feeling like things just, you've been in a funk or not in a good way, and you're looking and hoping for good news. What I will say is that because you've been really open, this almost gives me like the hangman vibes, is this lady is hanging upside down with her feet on what it looks like a moon. It could be that you've been kind of hanging around long enough, trying to get in touch with your intuition, tapping into that, trying to get your own validation. But that period of time is ending. You are getting your own validation, because I feel like it has to do with the stalemate. It could be a situation or another person that you're involved with, that there's a decision to make. It's a decision that weighs heavily on your mind. And it is something that has a ton of emotion attached to it again. But you are not making a move on it. And again, because you want clarification, validation. The good news is that you are going to get exactly what you want. The biggest thing is to trust yourself, because if you're having doubts or you're having an intuitive hit about someone, something, or situation, then it's almost like the universe is asking, you know what, you need to trust yourself before we validate. So although we have that need, that desire, that want for validation, so we don't feel crazy, so other people can't point and say you're kind of crazy or you're emotional or you're whatever, it's really not needed. And I feel like maybe it's cutting those cords of codependency to have other people say, wow, you were right, or whatever, and just not trusting yourself and doing what is best for you or your situation. How I know that is that I've got the 9 of materials. So I do feel like in this case, a lot of you guys are asking about a relationship, and the biggest positive thing coming out of this is that you are going to feel like you are doing really, really well financially, materially, abundantly, like you're actually getting into the flow of the juice of life once you decide to embrace what? Your own intuition. I heard your own damn intuition, but anyways, that's going to give you the power. Actually, I just put these on and I don't even know why, but I didn't have it on for the other readings, so I just intuitively got led to it. This is Celestine. Some of you guys might benefit from getting a little chunk of Celestine from wherever, and that will help you connect to the angels, to messages, and to higher vibration level of messages, so that you can gain more clarity for yourself. We all know that the wheel spins. The closer you are to the center of that wheel means that you are less affected by changes from outside of yourself. So it's going to be really important to get centered. I would say doing yoga, taking flow yoga, or doing breath work, a combination thereof. I think that you've done tips and tricks and flips in order to really accommodate other people, but that is no longer needed in your situation, because you're being asked to go ahead and step out on faith, trust your intuition first, and that is where everything begins to bloom, blossom, change for you. Change and decisions come easily to you at that point in time. It's just going to be hard to break the stalemate where you're like, I need the proof before I move. It's just not going to work that way. If you just get it over with and move, then you'll get all the proof that you need, all the validation, all the support. Most of all, you're going to gain your self-esteem, not to look to other people towards their support, not that that's a bad thing, but you are not going to be codependent on other people's judgment, ideas, and notions about what they think about you any longer. You're going to find your personal power. Part of your personal power is attached to your abundance. So I am going to say that all of this, the 10 and then the 2, that would be 12. And then if I add them, that is a number 3. And of course, 9 divided by 3, that works as well. So it's a lot about your personal power is going to open up, and that will in turn open up a lot of creativity, a lot of different stories for you, opportunities that you don't even see currently, because you are more focused on, okay, what's tangible, and shutting yourself off to everything else. So it's, again, really important to tap into your own inner messages and resources, because right there lies the secret of the truth of what it is that you've been wanting anyways. And with that, I feel like that is going to be a major catalyst in really moving forward and really having not only self-acceptance and self-awareness, but being able to trust your own intuition. And part of trusting your intuition, the why this is so important, and I get, if this is your story, I get it, I've been there, is so important because you cannot be given more intuition, more psychic dreaming, more insights, more spiritual hits if you don't eventually at some point branch out and think and act according to what you've been given. So nobody's going to give you more and more roses if you keep stepping on the one that you've been given to begin with. And so that may seem a little bit harsh, but I feel like Spirit is even saying, look, you are tried and true. You've been through a lot of different cycles, many different cycles. If you look at these, I always think of this as those bubbles. For those of us that are old school, that color in the bubbles for test answers and things like that, back in the good old days when I was going through tests, I feel like Spirit has actually had you fill out the bubbles, and it's been this long sheet of, okay, fill out the answer to this. So you already know the answer. Where and how do you know the answer? It's like you've been graded, but you don't know what the grade is. It's in your gut, meaning that once again, it goes back to your intuition. And that, unless you kind of embrace it, it's going to be hard for you to move forward. But I do feel like you are letting go of things that you can't control anymore, of all of this brain fog, of all of this doubt, of needing proof, of needing to make a decision, of scratching your head and thinking, why do I feel this way, whatever. I think that that magic door right here goes back to your sacral chakra. This is what gives you pleasure, what gives you validation, what makes you feel complete and whole, what makes you get centered into the center of this wheel so that you're not turning topsy-turvy all over the place with the waves or the wind or whatever, roller coaster ride people are on. So again, the water element is going to be very important. I will say that there might be a need for you to drink more water, again, to purge all of these emotions, to gain clarity, to gain balance, to balance your electrolytes, things like that. And no, I'm not a medical doctor or even a professional therapist. I am just simply somebody, getting downloads for you. If the story fits, great. If not, toss it out. It's just the same to me. You got to follow, once again, your own gut intuition. And I'm being told, go ahead and drink some like lemon water, including the lemon peel. If you can stand even just taking a bite out of the lemon peel and eating that, that would be really, really good for you. Help your optimism boost and things like that. And then the water, I would add a little pinch of Himalayan salt. For those of you that can actually do that, that you don't have like a salt quota. I can't even think. A salt limit. Hey, there you go. Use your words, Griselle, so that you don't have a salt limit. Provided that you don't have that, I would add that to my water, just a little pinch of it, and see if this really does help you, if you feel led to it. Otherwise, just toss that idea aside and continue doing you. It is all about your story. But I'm going to say that you have really undergone a lot of tests, and I think this one is going to be like the high achiever test, the mother of all tests, the test of, oh my gosh, you are going to have to act on faith here, but you will be proven accurate and true, and that will give you a renewed freedom, a new zeal for life, a new wow, I knew I wasn't crazy, a new self-esteem when other people are trying to hold you back and keep you in the stalemate of, but the kids, but you can't do that, but he loves you, but whatever. I was I was even involved in a situation where there was the warning signs of domestic violence, and I had told my mom at the time, I'm like, I'm leaving, I'm out of here. He raised his fist to my face, and I'm like, it's over, and I'm done, I want to leave. And she's like, oh, but he loves you so much. And I knew that, no shade on her, but I just had to count on my own intuition because I'm the one in danger. So if you're facing those types of situations, trust your gut always and put you first, because trust me, nobody else is going to do it. No matter what people think around you, they don't have to live your story, your life. And it's it is the way it is. But I do see you being able to have and experience new things that are blooming, new possibilities, new opportunities. Also the joy and the victory in having your own validation. Also a lot of freedom, I feel, that you will feel like, you know what, I've been tested and I've been true and I'm good. Like I can conquer anything, and I have a renewed confidence in myself that maybe I lost, maybe I haven't had the years, maybe I've never had. So I feel like this is saying that you are very soon to be passing this test, whatever this test is. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. When I add the 10 and 2, well, long story short, I get the 3, cooperation, collaboration. And I get, you know, this goes into 9 3 times. Not that I'm the best at math, which is obvious from my videos if you've even watched 2 of them. But, you know, the message there is that creativity and collaboration are coming your way, headed your way, because you start trusting your instincts, your intuition, your own messages, and not, you know, having those confirmed or affirmed from other people. Another thing that you might want to do is get into a tub, a really warm tub of water, and just do what I call spiritual bath. It's nothing more than a cup and a half of Epsom salt. Himalayan salt would really be nice, and maybe a couple of drops of oils. Oh my gosh, I can't use my words. Anything like this, whatever. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. But if you feel led to, a couple of drops of that, and just really take a nice warm bath and picture all of the negativity being transmuted when you get in the water, that every water particle touching you is carrying away the sadness, the doubt, the resentment because other people don't believe in you, the anger perhaps because it took so long, and you were right the whole time, whatever your scenario is, okay? And I get that, but release it. It's okay to have those feelings. Just make sure that they don't dominate you. You dominate your feelings, and you can definitely get in the tub and just tell the water that, and allow that to be transmuted, and just say, you know, I trust the water to be able to capture and transmute all of this negative energy, so that when I'm done with my bath, I am feeling renewed. I have new energy, new spirit, and a new lease on life, whatever you want to say. But basically blessing the water before you get into the tub. So I know that sounds really weird and kind of foreign to probably a lot of you, but that's just how my brain works. Again, if it fits, that's great. If it doesn't, toss it out, no big deal. So I hope that these messages really resonate with you. And yeah, based on that, do smash that like button if you like this type of read. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and namaste.